The Duesenberg has long been called the mightiest American motor car. There are a lot of reasons for this, but a lot of it traces back to the history of the two men who built this car, Fred and Augie Duesenberg. They had a 20-year history of building racing cars and winning at places like Indianapolis. When they turned their hand to streetcars, they used the same engineering and the same technology, and they created a masterpiece. There are a lot of things about the design of this car that show some real genius, I think designers even today would say. If you look, for example, at the windshield, you'll see it's steeply raked. That was a new feature at the time. Most windshields were pretty vertical, and this gives it a sporting flair. In addition, it has front-hinged doors, which all the later cars had rear-hinged doors. This car has a disappearing top. Later, probably for cost reasons, they went to a top that's stacked on the rear deck. Then when you follow the lines of the car to the rear, it slopes gently away, and it has a vestigial tail fin, which was another feature that wasn't repeated on any other Duesenberg Murphy convertible coupe. This Model J is particularly unique in that many of the cars of the time were coach built. This, in fact, is the very first Duesenberg ever to receive a coach-built body. It is unique in that case. It is also unique in the fact that it is a Murphy convertible coupe. Many people consider the Murphy to be the ultimate or the prettiest or the best looking of the Duesenberg bodies, and the car that's behind me is the very first of those cars. The values of these cars eventually reached the point where they justified substantial, significant, and yes, sometimes very expensive restorations. There are a number of individuals in this country who specialize in these cars. One of them is Mr. Brian Joseph in the Detroit area, and he is the fellow who did the mechanical restoration while the car was in the possession of Ken McBride. After Ken passed away, the vendor acquired the car. Years later, he decided that it was deserving of a full cosmetic restoration, so he had Mr. Fran Roxas in the Chicago area do the complete cosmetic restoration of the car. And the result, the combination of the mechanical and the cosmetic restoration, has created what I consider to be an absolute masterpiece.